All right, what is up, everybody? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, here to give you my favorite DFS plays for today. So I'm going to be using PrizePicks specifically is the entry I have for today. Also going to be specifically for the NBA, using OddsJam, using the positive expected value value page, as well as the OddsJam screen to find these player props to lock in for your DFS entry. And before I get into it, of course, everybody knows, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you know how PrizePicks works, right? Like no matter what number or what plays you add, you're always going to have the same payouts per number of selections. So every 2-leg entry, you're always going to double your money, no matter what. Every 3-leg entry, you're going to 4x or 6x your money. I can't remember the exact one, but it's the same payout no matter what plays you add, right? It's going to be the same payout. So the strategy, for finding plays to put in on PrizePicks and Underdog, Thrive, Monkey Knife Fight, all these DFS platforms, it's going to sound obvious, but I'll explain it. You just want to make sure you lock in player props that are likely to hit, right? That have a high percentage chance of hitting. And that's not always the strategy with sports betting, right? PrizePicks gives you the same odds no matter what. Well, if you're placing a player prop bet on an actual sportsbook, if the sportsbook thinks that bet is likely to hit, they're going to make those odds pretty unfavorable. Like, if you wanted to bet Anthony Davis to have a double-double last night, you'd have had to risk like over $500 to profit $100. It was likely to hit. The sportsbooks knew that, so they really, really upcharged the odds themselves for the play. PrizePicks doesn't do that. So if you can find a play on PrizePicks that is likely to hit, then you're getting a really, really good play because you're not sacrificing any odds. So that's what I mean by a play that's likely to hit. So I'll use this Luka Doncic example when I talk to you about it. The play is Luka under 8.5 assists. So PrizePicks, they have different implied odds for each level of plays that you are adding, right? Each number of plays that you are adding. But the key here is these no vig odds here. So all odds have a win percentage associated with them, which is really cool. Maybe it's just cool for me, but as a math guy, I find it fascinating that whenever sportsbooks are pricing odds, all they're doing is saying, hey, we think that this bet has this percent chance of hitting, so here's what we're going to price the odds at. So whenever you see odds, you can always get the win percentage associated with those odds. And the way OddsJam works is it pulls odds from the sharpest sportsbooks in the world, the sportsbooks that consistently do the best job at pricing odds, removes the vig from those sportsbooks to make sure that you're getting the true line, and then gives you opportunities where, for PrizePicks, where you're getting plays that are likely to hit, basically, is the way to sum that up. So in these no vig odds here, these are pulled from, like I said, the sharpest sportsbooks in the world. If you click this calculator here, it'll give you the win percentage, 55.79. So basically, all of the sports books that do the best job at pricing odds are telling you, hey, we think that this bet is going to hit, this player prop, this Luka under 8.5 assists is going to hit roughly 55.8% of the time. Well, because you are using PrizePicks, you're not sacrificing any odds. Like if you look at where every other sportsbook prices it, so you can ignore PrizePicks and Monkey Knife Fight because obviously we know that those have the same implied odds for every play. Look at where every sportsbook that actually prices odds individually prices this play. Pinnacle, minus 146. BetOnline, minus 147. FanDuel, minus 140. DraftKings, minus 150. Caesars, minus 154. And BetMGM, minus 155. They all are pricing it as a pretty significantly a bet that is likely to occur. They think it's pretty likely to occur, so they're really, really charging you for those odds. Well, thanks to PrizePicks, you're getting the same payout no matter what. So this is a really good play to add to a PrizePicks entry, this Luka Doncic under 8.5 assists. It's the same thing with this Mason Plumlee under 10.5 rebounds. The Nova odds price this at about minus 123. Gives you a win percentage of still above 55%, 55.12. And I'm not saying that, I always make sure to keep the win percentage above 55%. That's just, it's just nice that it's still above that number. For this Mason Plumlee one, under 10.5 rebounds, And same thing, look at every other sports book that actually prices odds individually, where they price it. Pinnacle, minus 157. BetOnline, minus 141. FanDuel, minus 146. And then we see some that have it a little bit closer at minus 134, minus 135, minus 135. Still a pretty good play here with this Mason Plumlee one. So this is going to be the second player prop that I recommend locking in. And the third one I found using the OddsJam screen. So I think the OddsJam screen is perfect for trying to lock in player props such as this. The way it works is you put in a sport and a market. So in this case, I have NBA player points, and it pulls up where every single sports book is pricing the player prop for every single player, right? It has all the different sports books, and it has all the players for every game. So instead of going game by game, you can see it all on one screen. So all you need to do is compare the PrizePicks and underdog lines here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Compare the PrizePicks and underdogs line here to the rest of the sports books, and then find an outlier. And this Anthony Simons one is a perfect example of what I'm looking for. PrizePicks prices it at 20.5. Every other book, including underdog, prices it at 21.5. And every other sports book that actually prices odds individually, so basically take out underdog, they favor him going over 21.5, which is still 1 point higher than what we got it at. PointsBet, the over is priced at minus 120. The under is priced at minus 110. Look at Pinnacle, the OddsJam line. And this is pulled from the sharpest sports book in the world. So these odds under the OddsJam line get the heaviest weight. Price the over at 238, the under at plus 103, heavily favoring it going over. Actually, the heaviest favorite for him going over 21.5. And keep in mind, it's a point higher. It's the same thing with DraftKings, minus 120 on the over, minus 110 on the under. With BetRivers, Caesars, BetMGM, and FanDuel. Literally every sports book that is pricing this play has his point total priced above what we got it at 21.5. Or I guess I should say we got it at 20.5. They're pricing it above that at 21.5, and they're favoring it going over. So all in all, this is a really, really good play here. This Anthony Simons over 20.5 points on PrizePicks, and that's going to be it. So that is my PrizePicks strategy. That is my DFS strategy in general. I got 3 plays for you guys today to lock in, or I guess I should say one 3 selection entry for PrizePicks, and that's it. So I appreciate everybody watching, and have a good one.